Hey everybody, it's Caden from Achievement Hunter bringing you another jam-packed episode of Coming Soon. March had a ton of top-tier titles, but April won't be giving us a moment to relax. First up is April's multi-platform games, which gives us a lot to look forward to. On the second, we'll see the release of Defiance for the PC, PS3, and Xbox 360. Developed by Tryon Worlds to go alongside the upcoming sci-fi series of the same name, however, we won't see the series debut until April 15th. Defiance is a third-person shooter MMO, but unlike other MMOs out there are no classes to choose from, only origins. The origins to choose from are Veteran, Survivalist, Outlaw, and Machinist. And rather than limiting what abilities, weapons, or outfits the players can choose from, these origins only serve as a setup for the player's background and starting equipment. Along with the usual main missions and side quests of most MMOs, Defiance includes an abundance of secondary missions, including time trials, raids, co-op maps, PvP maps, and more. Gamers looking for a lot of bang for their buck will find Defiance delivers just that. Also on the second, we'll see a release of Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge for the PS3 and Xbox 360. Previously Wii U exclusive, Razor's Edge is the game that fans of the series expected when Ninja Gaiden 3 was originally released back in March of last year. With a load of gameplay fixes and tons of new content including new weapons, ninpo, playable characters, tests of valor, and more, don't dismiss this re-release based on its original release. Razor's Edge is the Ninja Gaiden action you wanted. Already released on PCs back in October, Painkiller Hell and Damnation finally makes its way to the Xbox 360 and PS3 on April 5th. Those of you expecting a retro feeling but great looking fast-paced first-person shooter will find that Painkiller is all of these things and more. With over-the-top action, plenty of multiplayer modes including classics like Deathmatch, Team Deathmatch, and Capture the Flag, a co-op campaign, and some of the most satisfying weapons in video game history, Painkiller Hell and Damnation should not be overlooked. Injustice Gods Among Us finally touches down on April 16th. Wii U, PS3, and Xbox 360 players will finally be able to make their favorite DC characters fight in Mortal Kombat against one another. Developed by NetherRealm Studios, the gameplay should feel very familiar to another series they created. From Batman, Superman, and Green Lantern to Deathstroke, Raven, and Solomon Grundy, developing the iconic character roster took NetherRealm the better part of 4 months. This time was spent making sure players had plenty of variety in character designs and playstyles to choose from. The plot of Injustice gives us a crazed Superman and his regime fighting off a rebellion led by none other than Batman. This story will also give us explanations as to why characters like the Joker and Harley Quinn can fight off powerhouses like Doomsday. Maybe this game will finally be able to take the bad taste of Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe out of our mouths. On April 23rd, we'll see the follow-up to 2011's Dead Island. Titled Dead Island Riptide, it will be released on the PC, PS3, and Xbox 360. While this game has had its fair share of controversy throughout its development, the game itself is shaping up to be a beefier version of the original title. Coming straight from the ending of the original Dead Island, we see the main characters escaping the undead nightmare only to leave them stranded in an even worse situation than before. Those who played the original Dead Island will be able to keep their original character and move it into Riptide. Alongside this, a much more friendly co-op experience has been added, including retooling matchmaking, removal of level limitation co-op, and giving players an easier time connecting to friends' games. With these changes, along with new content and a $50 retail price, Riptide may be a bit more friendly than the original. Yet another follow-up, this time to 2012's Dragon's Dogma, we'll be seeing Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen for the PS3 and Xbox 360 pop up on April 23rd as well. Much like Dead Island Riptide, those who played the original Dragon's Dogma will be able to import their character into Dark Arisen to continue their journey. While this is technically an expansion pack, Dark Arisen is a full retail release for $40. This is justified as Dark Arisen also includes the entire main campaign from the first game as well as its new story. Capcom's senior VP announced that they would not be able to give owners of the original Dragon's Dogma a downloadable add-on version of Dark Arisen, and said that players of the original would be treated to 100,000 Rift Crystals, unlimited Fairy Stones, and the Grancis Armor Pack upon purchase of Dark Arisen. While it looks to be a great deal and a grand adventure for new players, for those who have already played the main game, it may only be revisited by those who truly enjoyed it. Star Trek Into Darkness may not be coming out until May 17th, but Kirk and Spock will be starring in their very own game on April 23rd. The main enemies of the game will look familiar to Trekkies as we will see the Gorn League in attack on the new Vulcan colony. Described as drop-in drop-out bro-up by creative director Steve Sinclair, the gameplay itself may be a bit different than you'd expect. While Kirk plays in the typical third-person shooter fashion, Spock's gameplay is geared more towards stealth and the use of Vulcan nerve pinches and mind melds. Each character will also get their own unique weapons. While the game can be played solo, it's said that experiencing the game with a friend will allow your playthrough to live long and prosper. Wrapping up this month's release is Monaco, What's Yours Is Mine for the PC, Xbox 360, and Mac on April 30th. Monaco has you and your friends joining together to pull off the perfect heists utilizing the skills of a variety of specialized characters. Boasting 8 different classes, you'll be able to play with up to 4 friends either online or split screen. Having already secured quite a few awards before its release and having been described as one of the best co-op games ever made, Monaco's $15 price tag is a drop in the bucket for what is shaping up to be one of the games to play in April. With multi-platform out of the way, it's time to take a quick look at some exclusives for this month. Nintendo tosses out quite a few exclusives for the 3DS this month, along with a few Wii and only one Wii U title. April 2nd gives us Super Black Bass 3D for the 3DS. Toki Tori 2 makes its way to the Wii U on April 4th. On April 11th, Dylan's Rolling Western The Last Ranger, the sequel to 2012's Dylan's Rolling Western, gives us yet another reason to pick up our 3DSs. Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner Soul Hackers for the 3DS and a pushback Pandora's Tower for the Wii come out on April 16th. America finally gets the long-awaited Wii Sing UK hits for the Wii on the 19th. A follow-up game to last month's LEGO City Undercover, LEGO City Undercover The Chase Begins for the 3DS releases on April 21st. And finally, on April 25th, we see the digital release of Mega Man 4 for the 3DS. This month's Xbox 360 exclusives are mostly arcade games with only one retail release, and the retail release should look familiar. On April 3rd, a new multiplayer platformer, Battle Block Theater, developed by the Behemoth, is released on Xbox Live Arcade. An HD remake of Double Dragon 2 titled Double Dragon 2 Wanderer of the Dragons appears on Xbox Live Arcade April 5th. Finally, Minecraft Xbox 360 Edition finally sees a retail release on April 30th, and this disc version comes with Update 9 pre-built into it. No downloading necessary. Sony consoles only have a small collection of exclusives coming out for the Vita and PS3 this month. On April 9th, we have Guacamelee for the PS3 and Vita, described as beat-em-up gameplay with Metroidvania-style exploration. Guacamelee is definitely one of the more unique titles coming out this month. Soul Sacrifice for the Vita, Deadly Premonition the Director's Cut for the PS3, and Zombie Tycoon 2 Brainhov's Revenge for both PS3 and Vita are all released on the same day, April 30th. For those interested, Deadly Premonition was originally released on the Xbox 360 back in February of 2010. Japan originally got both a PS3 and Xbox 360 version, but this is the first time we'll be seeing the PS3 version in the States. The story is heavily based on the American TV series Twin Peaks, and the game is regarded as one of the most critically polarizing survival horror games ever. Deadly Premonition is easily the underdog of April's releases, but a personal favorite game of mine. The Director's Cut PS3 exclusive will cost $40, but if you don't have a PS3, you can easily find the original 360 version for under $20. We have some very interesting and varied PC exclusives for the month of April. Evoland, a very nostalgic top-down adventure game, will release on April 4th. We have 3 games releasing on April 5th. Tai Chi Elements, which is a training medium for the students of the ancient Chinese martial art of Tai Chi. Lords of Football, which is soccer for us Americans, puts you in charge of a team and allows you to build them up from the beginnings of their career to become kings of the game. And Sangfroid Tales of Werewolves, a game in which you have to protect your sister from the devil with a mixture of tower defense and third-person shooter gameplay. Age of Empires 2 HD finally gives old-school RTS fans what they've craved, classic gameplay with crisp graphics on April 9th. April 10th gives us Shoot Mania Storm, a fast-paced online FPS arena and sister game to the Trackmania series. Age of Wushu, the only MMORPG to receive the Jet Li seal of approval. Seriously. And Ocean City Racing, an incredibly expansive open-world driving game that won't break your wallet with its $5 price tag. Rise of the Hutt Cartel, the first digital expansion for Star Wars The Old Republic, releases on April 14th. Additionally, with this comes Update 2.0 Scum and Villainy, dropping a few days prior on April 9th. The action strategy game Star Drive gives you the ability to command your own fleets of starships and create your own space empire on April 19th. April 23rd gives us the full, non-beta release of Don't Starve. XCOM Enemy Unknown makes its way over to Max on April 25th. And Dust: An Elysian Tale is no longer an Xbox Live Arcade exclusive, as it will be released for PC players on April 30th. On the major DLC front for April, we have quite a few additions to some top-tier titles. On April 2nd, we'll finally see the release of the Ultimate Vault Hunters pack for Borderlands 2, which will cost $5 or 400 Microsoft points. However, Season Pass owners will be able to get this for free. Included in this is a level cap increase from 50 to 61, a new tier of gear called Pearlescent, and a harder game mode called Ultimate Vault Hunter mode. This will increase the levels of enemies and allow players to reach the new level cap faster. Halo 4's Castle Map Pack drops on April 8th for $10 or 800 Microsoft points. Along with this will come the Title 3 update, which will include a ton of fixes and more than likely the addition of the competitive skill ranking system. Dishonored Knife of Dunwall will release on April 16th for PC, PS3, and Xbox 360, costing $10 or 800 Microsoft points. Xbox 360, PC, and PS3 Assassin's Creed 3 players will get the final part of the Tyranny of King Washington DLC titled The Redemption on April 24th for $10 or 800 Microsoft points. Sadly, the Wii U release date has yet to be confirmed. And finally, Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance will get 2 new playable characters, Jetstream and Blade Wolf, for $7 or 560 Microsoft points each sometime in April. The date has yet to be confirmed. That wraps up April's gaming releases. You are now mentally prepared for the month to come, but it may be time to do some finger stretches. See you next month for more.